enjoy this evening's program. Now I'm going to ask all of you to stand as we observe a moment of silence for members of the Pan fraternity and also for our late president, Mr. Bill Howard, members of the Steel Band fraternity, the late Dr. Ellie Manette from Invaders, Courtney Jones, aka Hammers from Invaders, he was the flagman. We lost Jeffrey Rafford Durant and Debbie Lynch from Kazim Steel Orchestra. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let us please observe a moment of silence in their memory. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly shielded. And the rockets cracked the glare, the bombs bursting in air. They gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, save us that star-spangled banner yet waving o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you very much, Miss Angela Cooper. Please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the West Indian American Day Carnival Association, we welcome you to Panorama 2018. This is 51 years of Carnival here in Brooklyn, New York City, and we thank you sincerely for your support over all these years. Without you, this would not have been possible, so thank you, ladies and gentlemen. To all Trinbagonians, we say happy 56th anniversary of independence to our beautiful Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. In spite of what you may hear, it is still a paradise. At this time, I invite our Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary, the Honorable Anthony W.J. Phillips Spencer, to give us a few words as we celebrate 56 years of independence of Trinidad and Tobago. His Excellency.
Pleasant good evening, everyone. I want to reiterate the Happy Independence. Greetings to everyone who calls Trinidad and Tobago home. Congratulations to you. I've noted, though, that this year we are celebrating at a time where we've lost one of our icons. We come tonight to celebrate the steel pan. The steel pan is perhaps one of the most powerful instruments that has served to draw two great nations together, the United States and Trinidad and Tobago. Tonight we celebrate that steel pan in the context of the wider West Indies. And so let me continue to congratulate you and wish you happy West Indian American Day, which I know we celebrate on the 3rd. Congratulations. I don't want to spend too much time between you and the sweet sound of pan. In fact, I left Washington, D.C. after attending this morning's service for Senator McCain to make sure I'm here this year to hear this sweet pan ringing all across the air in New York. I presume that's why you're here. I'm proud to serve as your 11th ambassador from Trinidad and Tobago to the United States. I'm proud that the steel pan is taking more and more its place in this nation. I'm happy to see you supporting it. I encourage you to continue to support it. Let it continue to grow. Let it continue to bring our nations closer together. Let's continue to celebrate pan and the West Indian American community in the United States. Once again, happy Independence Day, happy West Indian American Day, and enjoy the evening. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, His Excellency Brigadier General Anthony Phillips Spencer, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate 56 years of independence in Trinidad and Tobago, it is just fitting that we celebrate and appreciate the national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago, the steel pan. It is our gift to the musical world. It is now an instrument which is played in almost every orchestra internationally. So all Trinbagonians should be extremely proud of our creation, the steel pan. And to give us some sweet music on the steel pan, we have our guest artists. They are the New York Pan Stars from right here in Brooklyn, New York. The captain is a young lady. I know her about age 4, singing junior calypso. Now she's the captain. She is Sparkle Deming, and the arranger for this band is Mark Brooks. So let's warmly welcome the players of the New York Pan Stars out of Brooklyn as they come to entertain us on our national instrument, the steel pan. And they have a very nice repertoire. They're going to begin with one by the late Alwyn Roberts, the Grand Master, Lord Kitchener. And I'm being very selfish when I say this is one of my favorite tunes on pan. Of course it is, Pan in A minor. And then they take you through their repertoire. Let's warmly welcome New York Pan Stars. They continue now. They go to
Good evening. Panorama is the rhythm to the music of our carnival. Welcome to Panorama 2018. How are you? My name is Leah Clark Broussard. I'll be one of your hosts tonight. And you are?
Marquita Prescott, and we are so excited to start the program here. We have New York Pan Stars giving it to us live before we start the Panorama. And so let's talk about the lineup that we have.
Yes, the lineup in this order, featuring band number 1, Dorados. Band number 2, Pan Evolution Steel Orchestra. In position number 3, we have Philadelphia Pan Stars. Position number 4, Cassim. Position number 5, Adlib. Position number 6, Harmony Music Makers. And position number 7, Zespers USA. We'd like to thank Uber, the official ride of New York Caribbean Carnival Week. Caribbean Airlines, our co-sponsor for Panorama 2018, and Spectrum, the official sponsor of our Facebook live stream. This season has been brought to you by Uber, Eventbrite, SUNY Downstate Medical Center, TW, Health First, Con Edison, Interfaith, Department of Education, Red Stripe, New York State Nurses Association, Moet Hennessy, Caribbean Life, WBLS, Ashley Stewart, Wendy's Catering, Brick TV, WAC Radio, New York Department of Cultural Affairs, DCA, New York State Parks and Recreation, the NYPD, give it up for your boys in blue, New York Department of Sanitation, FDNY, Brooklyn Museum, New York State Council of the Arts. We are a nonprofit organization. Make sure you donate today via our Facebook or via our website at www.weaccacarnival.org. And now we present to you Panorama 2018.
ladies and gentlemen, New York Pan Stars. Thank you very much for your very wide repertoire. Thank you, the captain, Sparkle Deming, the arranger, Mark Brooks. Thank you, New York Pan Stars. And we also have to say thank you to our sponsors. Uber, the official.
It may not be a tourist spot or a hot spot or one of those in-the-know spots, but it's your spot. And even if it's far away from Manhattan, Uber's there. And here. And here too. From Brownsville to Bayside, Soundview to Stapleton, it's how you get from here to there. No matter when, no matter where, Uber's there. It may not be a
Health and
tourist.
safety announcement. We are asking all our patrons to please keep the entrance and the exit of the stage clear. We do not want any accidents to happen, so please keep the entrance to the stage and the exit from the stage, please keep them clear. Okay, so we look forward to your cooperation. Thank you very much, patrons. Western Union says, win cash tonight. Download the Western Union mobile app. Go to the Western Union booth to win cash now. And you will see the Western Union booth. Just look around. So win cash tonight. Download the Western Union mobile app and go to the Western Union booth and you can win cash now. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier on we observed a moment of silence in memory of our president, the late William Howard. And for over 40 years, Mr. Howard dedicated his time, energy, and life to the betterment of the West Indian American Day Carnival Association. Mr. Howard began volunteering with WIADCA way back in 1970, before becoming a general member of the organization in 2001 and a board member in 2012. He was elected to serve as president of WIADCA in 2015. Mr. Howard's public service and community and political activism have left a significant impact on everyone. His legacy of assisting entrepreneurs to build economic empires, many of which still exist today, has led to a change in the economic fabric of America. His passion to use his access and influence to empower others who he believed could have a meaningful impact on this world was not just awe-inspiring. It led to the building of political giants.
I've always been a champion of African art forms, and I think it's when I was involved in African history study I had this recollection of seeing these instruments as a young person, and this was one of the ones that was, how can I say, it was created in the diaspora of Africa. Africans were taken to another place, and to kind of reinvent their culture in this other place, the steel drums arose out of that. The islands, the Caribbean islands, were one part of a triangle of moving goods and people and spices around. So Africans were brought to Trinidad, which is the southernmost island in the Caribbean chain, in the 1600s to work in sugarcane plantations mostly, but they, had other things that they took the slaves to use, other work and labors kind of things, but the sugarcane plantations was the big draw. So slaves in Trinidad would try to keep as much of the culture as they could, and drumming was part of what was the most valuable, one of the most valuable things in the culture. It was communication, it was entertainment, it was connecting with the roots, it was connected with celebrations and whatever happy times people could have. So at one point, when Africans were using drums to celebrate or communicate, it became a frightening situation for the Europeans, because they could see Africans were getting very excited around drumming activities. So as a result of no skin drums being allowed, Africans picked up whatever they could find in their environment to continue their drumming traditions. And this included metal objects, gin bottles, spoons, garbage cans came in at some point as a thing to make sound. As African men played their drumming sounds on containers, and they would compete with each other for the loudest sound. They would get a bigger stick if you had to have a bigger stick, or you would play harder your metal container. So eventually that container would hammer in to a concave shape, but it would lose its rackety sound because the metal now had been twisted a bit. So the Africans would go back from the bottom side of that container and try to push it back out to make it more flat so it could have a loud sound. And someone found out that these different facets of trying to reconstruct that flatness of the drum gave different sounds, different pitches. And that kind of gave the birth to the idea that that surface could be manipulated for tonal value. The first surfaces were very rough, but they did have different sounds. It was not intentioned to be very musical. But the first one that was musical was a convex shape with about 4 little knots knocked up with a broomstick. And each one of those little dome shapes had a different pitch. The original steel band groups, or steel drum groups, were like rude boys. They were in these different enclaves, and the youth had no work, and they were suffering poverty, so they really latched onto these drumming groups as identification with their local areas, but also as a place to belong, because they had nowhere to fit. Socially, he was a little different because he had more things going for him. He wasn't completely African. So his background lended him to like being able to go to schools and things like that. But steel drum was probably something that his background would have never wanted him to approach. But he got stung like many people did. He had great musical sense. As a boy 14, he joined into the movement, and he brought his own personal ideas and his own desire. He wanted to see the instrument, once it became an instrument, to have more status than it had at the time. Tuning techniques is what has made him world-renowned. His instruments are, he's the Stradivarius of the movement, without a doubt. And he's very pivotal. He was also the very first one to make a concave drum. Previous to him, all things were convex, the dome shape. So he he did the concave drum, which he discovered that if you could hammer the drum into the concave surface, he could stretch the working area. You could put more notes by stretching the area that way. And until the advent of the musical sound came in, where people found out that these young men were actually really trying to pursue something very unique the world had never seen, the culture latched onto it. Women came in, I think in around the maybe mid-60s, because they weren't allowed as proper females to be around this stuff. But when it developed and became embraced by the culture in whole, not only the culture of men, women were allowed to come in. Why? Because women studied in school, and they were the people who knew music. So they actually brought in composition, arrangement, ideas, because they had the training. The men didn't. The men drumming, come up with rough musical ideas. I've always been a champion of African art forms, and I think it's when I was involved in African history study, I had this recollection of seeing these instruments as a young person, and this was one of the ones that was, how can I say, it was created in the diaspora of Africa. Africans were taken to another place.
Another young boy fall. Your soul can't rest at night. Oh, you's a bad man. Bad man is a man who just defend woman and protect the young ones by any means, Lord. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. A real bad man just make his own decisions. He don't need anyone. He only needs God. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. So sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people from wicked and evil. Whoa. So sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my people, then fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. No. Tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for, Lord. We don't need no war now. There's no need. So tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for, Lord. We don't need no war now. I said we don't want no more now. A real bad man don't go wrong raping woman, influencing young ones to kill a boy now. He ain't no bad man, boy now. He ain't no bad man. A real bad man works so whatever he wants, and he don't need no gun. He full of joy now. That's a bad man soldier. He ain't no bad man. So sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people from wicked and evil. Whoa. So sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my people, then fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. No. Tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for. We don't need no war now. No need. So tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for. We don't need no war now. We don't want no war. What they fighting for. wicked people. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Whoa, oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Whoa, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. Another one just gone. Buy a picture just and smile. Say you's a madman. Another young boy fall. Your soul can't rest at night. Oh, you's a bad man. Bad man is a man who just defend woman and protect the young ones by any means, Lord. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. A real bad man just make his own decisions. He don't need anyone. He only needs God. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. So sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people from wicked and evil. Whoa. So sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my people, then fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. Tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for, Lord. We don't need no war now. There's no need. So tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for, Lord. We don't need no war now. I said we don't want no more now. A real bad man don't go wrong raping woman, influencing young ones to kill a boy now. He ain't no bad man, boy now. He ain't no bad man. A real bad man works so whatever he wants and he don't need no gun. He full of joy now. That is a bad man soldier. He ain't no bad man. So sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people from wicked and evil. Whoa. So sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my people, then fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. Tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for. We don't need no war now. No need. So tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for. We don't need no war now. We don't want no war. What they fighting for. What they killing for. No. What they fighting for. What they killing for. No. Oh, yeah. Tell me what they're fighting for. What they're killing for, Lord. We don't need no more now. So tell them wicked people. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. Another one just gone. Buy a picture just and smile. Say you's a madman. Another young boy fall. Your soul can't rest at night. Oh, you's a bad man. Bad man is a man who just defend woman and protect.
Caribbean Airlines, Mr.
Glenn Britton.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm great.
Now tell me, why did you decide to come in as one of our co-sponsors for Panorama 2018?
We're just pleased to be one of the official airline for Panorama and to take our Journey Festival by festival. Yes.
Wonderful. And as you know, Panorama is universal. Pan is art. Pan is culture. It is a rhythm to the music of our carnival. So tell me a little bit more about your company and your partnership and your experience with WIACA so far.
Well, we're the national airline of Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean region. And Pan is the birthplace of carnival, you know? So we have to represent.
So it's so wonderful to have you here tonight. I want to welcome you to the Wiaka family. Thank you so much for supporting the culture, and I hope you enjoy our show. And remember, on social media, hashtag Hello Caribbean, hashtag I Fly Caribbean. Give it up for Caribbean Airlines, official sponsor of Panorama 2018. We'll be back in a few.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Soldier, you ain't no bad man, so sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people. I'm wicked and evil, whoa. So sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my people, then fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. Tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for. We don't need no war now. So tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for. We don't need no war now. What they fighting for. What they killing for. No. Oh yeah. Tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for. Lord. We don't need no more now. So tell them wicked people. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. Another one just gone. Buy a beat your chest and smile. Say you's a madman. Another young boy fall. Your soul can't rest at night. Oh, you's a bad man. Bad man is a man who just defend woman and protect the young ones by any means, Lord. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. I'm a bad man. Don't need everybody. You need style. Sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people. I'm wicked and evil, whoa. So, sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my people, then fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. Tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for. Lord. We don't need no war now. There's no need. So tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for. Lord. We don't need no war now. I said we don't want no more now. I bad man don't go wrong raping woman, influencing young ones to kill a boy now. He ain't no bad man, boy now. He ain't no bad man. A real bad man works so whatever he wants, and he don't need no gun. He full of joy now. That's a bad man soldier. He ain't no bad man. So sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people. I'm wicked and evil. Whoa. So sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my people, then fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. Tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for. We don't need no war now. So tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for. We don't need no war now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a competition, and it is my pleasure to introduce our judges. Our judges for Panorama 2018 are Dr. Judith Defoe Howard, Mr. Wade Robinson, Mr. Jeffrey Smith, Mr. Kenneth Joseph, Mr. Franklin Grant. Our reserve judge is Mr. Lawton Sargent. Our tally judge and timekeeper is Dr. Ronald Joseph, and our judges coordinator is Miss Arlene English. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can see the screen, we have a clip from our very first band on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please look at the clip for band number 1, the Rados.
It's your girl Leah, and we are back at the Rados Pan Yard, and I have with me Mr. Tom Montville Cohen. How are you today?
Doing just fine. The vibes are really good here. We're looking forward to a good panorama.
Yes, I am just admiring your pan yard. I went inside. I said you could really come in here. It's a little piece of the Caribbean right here in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, it feels really good here. This is our first year at this yard. We had to relocate after 12 years out in Canarsie, but this place feels like home now. It feels really, really good. The guys, the crew did a really, really good job of making this place feel like home, and it really has lifted the vibes of the band a lot.
Can you give me a little history about the pan group?
Well, Rados is really a branch off of the root of from Desperados in Trinidad. Desperados, as people had migrated from Trinidad overseas, offspring of Desperados exist in Philadelphia and Los Angeles, in New York and Boston, and so we are one of those branches. We were formed as a group of us, started Rados after being part of Desperas USA, which is a band that still continues to this day. So that's a sister band among all the other branches that have sprouted over the years.
Wonderful. And how young are your players? Like, what is the age group?
We go from about, I think the youngest one this year is about 8. And I don't think there's anybody that's made 80 yet, but there's a couple in the 70 range.
Wow.
So we are an intergenerational, multi-generation band. In fact, we have, I think, 4 generations of a single family in that band now.
That's amazing.
It's a beautiful thing.
And I also notice, and what I really like is the diversity of the players as well.
Well, you know, winning has a tendency to attract people. There's some truth to that. But, you know, Desperados has a legacy that has a tendency to attract. But we've really made an effort to broaden our base and brand and attract younger players, because that's the only way you're going to sustain the band. There's no migration from the Caribbean to America anymore. Everybody's got to be a locally born product, as you will, either from West Indian or Trinidadian parentage, or their friends from school, or somebody who just comes around and gets a vibe for the thing. But we're actively always reaching out now. We have to. It's the only way to keep our numbers up the way we need them to be, which is 100 players at Panorama.
Wow, 100 players.
Yeah.
And what could we look forward to hearing at Panorama 2018? What do you have in store for us?
This is an arrangement. BJ Marcel is a fabulous arranger. He's been a great fit for us. He fit from the first day he walked into the yard. He had everybody gathered around him, and we knew that this was the guy for us to go into the future. So he's done a version of Year for Love, which was a big hit in Trinidad this year. It was really a song that captured the spirit of Carnival, and we wanted to bring that up here. And he's done it's a fabulous arrangement.
Great. I can't wait to see you guys perform. Ladies and gents, we present the Rados 2018 Year for Love.
Ladies and gentlemen, band number 1, the Rados. Their tune of choice is one composed and sung by Aaron St. Louis, we call him Voice, arranged for the band by Terrence B.J. Marcel, the drill master, Mr. Dane Gulston. Pans have been tuned by Roland and Larry Harrigan. The captain of this band is Junior Man Samuel. and the manager Tom Montel Cohen. They are dedicating this song to the memory of the late Ellie Manette and Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul. Ladies and gentlemen, here in position number 1 to give us Year for Love, let's put our hands together and warmly welcome the Rados, Year for Love. and gentlemen, with 80 players, that was band number 1, the Rados, giving us a B.J. Marcel's arrangement of Aaron St. Louis' Year for Love. Please put your hands together and show your appreciation for band number 1, the Rados' Year for Love. And we have to say thank you to our sponsors, Uber, the official ride, Eventbrite.
It may not be a tourist spot or a hot spot or one of those in-the-know spots, but it's your spot. And even if it's far away from Manhattan, Uber's there. And here. And here too. From Brownsville to Bayside, Soundview to Stapleton, it's how you get from here to there. No matter when, no matter where, Uber's there.
1.5 FM, Tempo TV, Ashley Stewart. Brick TV, Free Speech, WAC Radio, New York Department of Cultural Affairs, DCA, New York State Parks and Recreation, New York Police Department, New York Department of Sanitation, the Fire Department of New York, the New York State Council of the Arts, and of course, the Brooklyn Museum. Thank you to all our sponsors. And just a reminder, win cash tonight. Download the Western Union mobile app. Go to the Western Union booth to win cash now. This is a
well, we're reporting live here on Watica TV, right here in the heart of Brooklyn, New York. I'm here with Ms. Prescott, Dane Galson, and BJ, number 1 here in the Panorama Finals, and they just did a wonderful job, a phenomenal job, all guns blazing. I don't know what's going on. What takes, Dane, I know you're the drill master, and BJ the captain. What goes into the arranger? Yeah. What goes into a performance like this, gentlemen?
Well, first I want to say hello to New York, hello to the Caribbean, all right? What really drives you, all right, is sometimes the song also. The song has its natural energy, all right? So the arranger, which is BJ, all right, he will capture and actually paint that picture of the energy of the song and what the song relates to. This year it relates to love, all right? But we know what's happening all around the world in terms of, you know, the hardship, the wars, and different destructive things happening. So he will interject different idioms, right? In the song, he might do an Indian, he will do a Latin flavor. He's sticking to the soca, the calypso. We do an African rhythm, you know what I mean? At the end, we did a chant, right? So that kind of paint a picture. So that brings the energy. What you heard here, that brings the energy because we are painting a picture of the song.
Well, it was well done, it's well arranged. And BJ, what goes into the preparation of motivating the youths to get it done?
Well, by motivating the youths, we have a man like Dane here who is a soloist. I is a soloist. You know, we telling them quit before the walk, you know, quit before the walk. And these youths and them do the same as we tell them, as Dane tell them, you know, he is an entertainer. Right. And he's telling them. But you know, the song, you know, keeping them always moving and have something nice to them, you know, to move. That motivates them a lot, you know.
Ms. Prescott?
Yes. So my question is just for those who aren't familiar with Pan. Maybe this was your first time witnessing or seeing a steel pan orchestra performing that as large as yours even. So just to let the guests know, how long do you rehearse for, and how many members are part of your band?
Well, right now we have like 80 strong, all right? Sometimes we come even bigger with 100, right? This year was a little different in terms of we moved from before, but where we was before, and I think getting to where we are now, you know, it kind of in terms of transportation. But in terms of what the band comprise of, all right? The band is comprised of a full technical, full orchestra, where you have the basses, you have seconds, where we carry the strum, we have guitars, we have quadraphonics, we have triple seconds, all right? And then we have
Whoa, that was like, he's speaking Latin. So just to break it down further, full orchestra. The guitar pan would be those that are playing the middle section.
Yeah, the middle section, yes, exactly.
And then you have the tenor pan that plays the melody.
Yeah, along with it, even sometimes the seconds will help, all right, beef up the melody a little more, you know what I mean? Give it a little more body, you know? In terms of BJ, how BJ do his stuff, you know, it's kind of different to some others because he always try to make that fat song, you know? I think BJ said, you know?
Yeah. Well, I like bass. I like bass. I like to work with. Once you have a nice bass, everything comes natural. Yeah.
And how long were you in rehearsal for?
But we technically, like say a month and a half, if so much, right, BJ? About a month and a half, you know, because sometimes, you know, New York is still cold or the inclement weather, we may stop the rehearsal. So when the summer is now coming into play, all right, we will start getting the youths out. You know, if it's cold, it's kind of hard. If it's raining, because it's not sheltered, all right? So say give or take a month and a half. And then within the last 2 to 3 weeks, say more or less 2 weeks, we start working very, very hard in terms of getting the full song down, all right, within a week or so, and then we start drilling the music so people can get the music right, you know? Yeah.
So the people that are the I know there's young people in your band, lots of young. You already spoke about the youth that are in the band. What would you say is the youngest age of one of your band players?
Maybe like 14. Yeah, about age 14, 13 or 14, or it could be even younger. Yeah, right? Yeah.
The youngest is 8.
Yeah, I think
youngest is 8.
Yeah,
8 years old. You guys heard that? At 8 years old. That's
bass players. Yeah.
So he's playing about what 4, 6?
I think it's a young lady.
Oh, okay. So she's playing about 6. Okay, four bass bands. 8 years old.
Yeah.
So she's like this tall with all these bands that are as tall as her, and she's playing. And when she came to your band, what was her background in music? Can you recall?
She mother and father's played there, you know. So all the players that play in there right now is uncles, father, yeah, all the youths, yeah.
Okay, so it's a family affair. It's a family affair in Dorados. That's amazing. That's great. Well, listen, personally, one day I've been telling everyone since I've been hosting, since I've been a correspondent with Wiatka that on my bucket list, I must learn how to play pan.
Yeah, you should come.
So what do you guys think?
Yes, you should. You should.
Would you recruit? How would you recruit me right now, just for everyone to see?
Just come to the yard during the course of the summertime, and we will take care of you. We will take care of you holistically. Make sure you reach home safe. All right. When you come to the pan yard, you're safe. You understand? Sometimes give you something to eat. All right. Make sure that you get water. Make sure that you're taken care of. All right. So I'm saying to you now, next summer we're looking out for you. All right.
Well, you guys heard it. It's live for everyone to see, and for all of you who are interested, and maybe you're like, you know what? I love music. I want to learn to play pan, and that band was slamming. They were fire. So how could one reach you if they wanted to collaborate, work with you, and join your band other than me?
Well. For us personally, we don't have the numbers for the managers, all right? But remember, we are not total management, all right? But what you could also do, I think the Rados, they have a website, all right? You can pull up on the site. I can't tell you the full thing, but let's pull up on the net, all right, the Rados, and you will see stuff that you can get information from, all right, and who you can contact to get a hold of management so you can call and find out more about the Steel Orchestra.
Got it. So that's D'_RADOES, Dorados. You can look them up online for more information about maybe where you're playing next, and if you would like to join the band. Absolutely.
Next for us, if you don't mind, all right, is the March Gras. Is the March Gras as soon as we win tonight, all right? Yeah, when we win tonight.
He's prophesying. Yeah, speak those things.
Yes, yeah, that's what it is, you know what I mean? And I want to say publicly, you know, the arranger here, Mr. BJ Marcel, I as the if you want to drill master to get the things done, it's a pleasure for us to share our culture, all right, of Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean with the United States. It's very, very, very honorable to do that, you know, because we have a lot of American kids, you know, playing, and I mean, we've been.
That's right. And what's so significant about the steel pan is that it is the only instrument that was created in this, invented in the 20th century, okay, which was invented on the islands of Trinidad and Tobago. So just so you guys know, Trinidad and Tobago.
It's a pleasure. Have a safe one.
Yes, put together, created, invented the steel pan. All right, all right. That's for the record.
Yeah, that's for the record.
That's for the record. All right. Give it back to you, bro.
Well, you heard it from BJ, you heard it from the drill master, the big legend one, Dane Galston, right here in the back of the Brooklyn Museum. It's going down. They came out, no punches. They mean business. It's going to be an exciting night. Come on down, get your friend, call your neighbor. You would like to thank Spectrum. We'd like to thank Uber. We'd like to thank Caribbean Airlines for the wonderful job they're doing for sponsoring these events and keeping our legacy alive in New York City.
One love to everybody. One love, one love, one love. Love.
Yeah, for love, yeah, for love, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for love, yeah, for love. Thank you. Blessings.
Yeah, man.
Whole night we jamming, yeah. Say she sweet like a mango, she play the thing like a banjo. Them other girl them don't know how she clap the thing like a go-go, lad. So what you say, what you say, what you say? Sexy girl when you come my way, what you do, what you do, what you do? I must get through. Girl roll up now, you show me that wine. Turn around, girl, don't be shy. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. So girl, I love how the way you blow my mind. Hold me tight and bring down wine. Hello, 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 hello. Lord, are you ready? Are you ready for it? Are you ready? Are you ready for it? You want give me that? No hold back. Wind it up, right there. Front to the back. No long chat, just come to me. I'll give you that sweet type of love. Sweet type of love. Come give me that sweet type of love. Real type of love. Hold me, darling. 'Cause whole night we jamming.
We are back with some young talent here in our community. What is your name, young man?
My name is Jolly Swag, and I recently just won Amateur Night at the Apollo.
Really? And what was your inspiration, and what exactly did you do at the Apollo?
I did a Black History Science and Inventors poem.
Great. And I really think that it connects to tonight because Pan is a part of our history. It is a part of our culture. It is an art. So I am so excited to present your poem today and to have it a part of our program because you were inspired to create it as a little inventor yourself, correct?
Yes, I think Trinidad immigrants make America great.
Okay. Well, I want to give the audience a little taste of your talent. Are you ready to recite your poem?
Yes.
All right. Mic is yours.
They try to break us down, and although we may get tired, these black inventors and scientists are certainly to be admired. See, my people are great. Many colors, flavors, and sizes. Our contributions are always great, and our determination still rises. But today I came to tell you about a few extraordinary black people who rose up against all odds and are just phenomenal. George Washington Carver used peanuts for power and medicine to help people survive. And Charles Drew invented the blood bank that saved so many lives. Known as the Black Edison, Granville T. Woods made key contributions to the telephone and streetcar, which still runs on the tracks of many neighborhoods. Louis Latimer, best known for patenting the light bulb and telephone. And Otis Boykin improved the pacemaker, TV, computers, and made them all affordable. For women who can't live without their hair straightening cream, thank Garrett Morgan for that. He also invented the 3-position traffic light and even the gas mask. Jan Ertz Matzliga. With that name, did you ever think he was black? Well, he is. He invented a machine that can manufacture shoes really, really fast. Daniel Hale Williams, the first doctor to successfully perform open heart surgery, then among the first nursing school for black women. Maybe one day it'll be a university. But these wonderful women, scientists and inventors too, paved the way for little girls for any STEM career they want to pursue. Dr. Shirley Jackson heads the prestigious Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, highest paid woman of a private college, with a doctorate from MIT too. Madam C.J. Walker, the first American woman to become a self-made millionaire for creating African-American hair products that are still used today. And Madam C.J. Walker, the first American woman to become a self-made millionaire for creating African-American hair products that are still used today. Dorothy Vaughan, Mary Winston Jackson, and Katherine G. Johnson, hidden figures, a part of NASA before it was even called that name. Their brains, extraordinary, doing complex calculations no one else could claim. But while the list of contributions people of color have made is always on debate, I'd be here all day to name them all, but just remember, we too make America great. We work twice as hard, lower pay, often with little or no recognition. Our struggle and sacrifice adds to our ambition. We get our strength from our ancestors, the ones they tried to break. But on the shoulders we stand. Mediocrity is not an option. Excellence is the only way. I hope you learned a lot from what I shared, because our contributions are no mystery. And remember, there's true victory once we celebrate Black history as a part of American history. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jolly Swag. I'm so happy we're able to share this talent, young black talent in our community. That is what this program is about. We'll be back with you with the next presentation. Stay tuned for more.
The story of the steel drum begins in Trinidad in the 1930s, when street band skirmishes led to the ban of skin drums. So people improvised and made drums from thick bamboo poles, car parts, tins, and finally oil barrels. They came up with a whole new sound without skipping a beat. When people first started pounding on steel instruments, they inadvertently dented them. That's how they discovered that each dent produced a different pitch. So now steel drums are dented on purpose.
the captain of Pan Evolution. How are you today?
I'm good. It's good to be here. It's good to have you guys here tonight with us. Band is jamming in the background. We getting ready for Panorama September 1st. We playing second, and we going for first.
Now, he just told me he was camera shy. I really doubt that.
I am camera shy. I am.
So one of the things that I noticed when we first walked in, I noticed how hard you were working to get ready for Panorama 2018. I want to tell you, what does it take in terms of preparing for a band, the work involved? I mean, no, we're going to be real. We're going to keep this interview as real as it can be. Show them your hands. Tell them what you were doing. What were you doing?
So tonight, when you guys walked in, I was in the middle of painting and trying to get the band ready, because this is the last full weekend that we really have to get everything together. We're going to have a full, solid week of practice, so you got to do a lot of the preparation when you can, and that's where we try to utilize the weekends for.
I saw one of your plays. He's actually 4 years old.
Malachi.
Tell me about Malachi. Malachi has just been on our website. He's been on Facebook. And I'm attracted to him because he's this little baby playing pan. I'm amazed at how old he is and how skilled he is.
Well, Malachi, that's my nephew.
So it runs in the family. Okay.
The talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Malachi, we have him around. He really loves the instrument. He loves the culture. He's into it. He looks up to the players. He performed yesterday with the junior band, which was good. He did his thing. He had a little routine where he had to come out with cards and play his little band in front of the band. Yeah, he did his thing. So we're hoping maybe by next year we can actually get him on a pan and showcase him as one of the youngest members in a band in the Junior Panorama. So we're working on that.
So tell me, what are you going to be doing for Panorama 2018? Because I kind of peep your group and I see the rhythm, I see the movements, I see the style. I know that you're playing Hello. How do you, what is your winning strategy?
Well, the winning strategy, like I preach to the players every night, is to make sure to practice, to put in the effort,
to make sure what we did one night is better than what we did the night before. So it's really repetition, it's hard work, it's dedication, and it's just putting in that time. It takes a lot. It's a lot to them, it's a lot to us, but in the long run, hoping to achieve the #1 spot is something worthwhile.
Yes. Well, I came in here and I was dancing, so I want to present to you, ladies and gents, Hello by Pan Evolution 2018.
Catch the vibe. Catch the vibe.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready now for band number 2. Let's put our hands together and warmly welcome Pan Evolution. The captain of this band is Wayne Bernard, and the captains, Adrian Ramdu. Their pans have been tuned by Augustus Gus Peters. Their tune of choice is one composed by Kes de Fontala and Adrian Ramdu, and sung by Kes. It has been arranged for the band by Andre White. Ladies and gentlemen, in position number 2 to play for us, Hello. Let's put our hands together once again and warmly welcome Pan Evolution. Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, that was band number 2, giving us an Andre White's arrangement of a song composed by Kester Fantala, played on pans tuned by Augustus Peters. Please put your hands together and show your appreciation to band number 2, Pan Evolution, for their rendition of Hello.
Great things happen out of the blue. Bartenura Moscato.
Fire Department of New York, the New York State Council of the Arts, and of course, the Brooklyn Museum. Thank you for your sponsorship of Carnival 2018, 51 years and counting. And now we have the music which will be played by band number 3.
The story of the steel drum begins in Trinidad in the 1930s. When street band skirmishes led to the ban of skin drums. So people improvised and made drums from thick bamboo poles, car parts, tins, and finally oil barrels. They came up with a whole new sound without skipping a beat. When people first started pounding on steel instruments, they inadvertently dented them. That's how they discovered that each dent produced a different pitch. So now steel drums are dented on purpose. To make a drum head, they cut a piece of steel into a circle. They weld a metal ring onto it, and then they position a metal shell or skirt on the ring and weld it in place. The drum is held in a big clamp, while a worker pinpoints the drum head's exact center. He places a measuring guide there, using it to mark radial lines from the center to the rim. Each line is 10 degrees apart. As the drum turns, he draws circular lines to make a grid. Now he pounds the head of the drum with a pneumatic hammer, using the grid as a guide to ensure the work is done evenly. It takes 8 hours of hammering to transform the drum into a bowl-like shape. This is called sinking the drum. Then, with a special guide for curved surfaces, a technician measures out another grid inside the bowled drum head. He outlines the notes that are about to be hammered out. In this case, a high B and an E. Then he hammers down the steel around each one to shape the note. Getting this right takes skill and a lot of time, up to 50 hours. He trims the drum skirt to the correct length and tapes a stencil of the company logo onto the skirt. This device is an electrical etching machine. It uses acid and electrical current to eat away the steel exposed through the stencil. Now, a technician wields an ultrasonic thickness probe. She presses it against a note. Using high-frequency sound waves, the probe measures the steel's thickness to within a fraction of a millimeter. She grinds down the notes where needed. Using a scribing tool, she scratches a line around each note so it'll be visible to the player. Now it's time to make sure they've struck the right note. To tune a steel drum, the technician plays a note with a stick and then dents it with a hammer to adjust the pitch. You have to have an ear for this job. He hammers the note until it sounds right. Sometimes he turns the drum upside down to knock out a note from the underside. For the fine-tuning, he relies on an electronic tuner. A microphone delivers...
Ladies and gentlemen, Wyatt TV, guess what? We had a big band just on. My name is Julius. This is the crew here, Energy Live. You know what's going on? Brass Festival, everything was good. But now we're dealing with Panorama tonight. And guess what? Number 2. You're on number 2. How you feeling, Mr. Bernard? This is Mr. Andrew Bernard here. He inside. Mr. Ranger, right? Wayne Bernard, sorry about that. Wayne Bernard, but guess what? It's energy. I love the vibe. How are you feeling after your performance?
Feeling really good. I think the band did really well, and I'm looking forward for the results.
And I see little man here with the phone because you guys played Hello from Kess, right? So now this is signifying, okay, my cell phone, hello, there we go. Because yeah, you know what I'm saying? Model the phone, spin it, yes. So guess what? The energy, I was literally in myself, you know. So you guys, I want to get this guy here. What's your name?
Sheldon Hoyt.
Sheldon Hoyt. How you get the guys involved? How you get the energy, everything like that? How you get the rhythm, all the sequence, everything for the youths and them to really be a part and have fun doing this?
Well, it's a process started from like his age, you know, and try to keep them enthusiastic about the instrument. Most of them love the instrument. And it's just an environment of love and unity. So we motto is together as one. And we practice that, we practice what we preach, we walk it, we talk it, and that's, you know, try to keep them, get them involved, have them, you know, do things, be a part of the band, be very involved, so they could get that independence and know that they're doing something that relevant to the operation of the band.
Listen, you see what this man saying here is youth involved. Miss Young Lady, one question for you, okay? What's your name?
Shania.
Who?
Shania.
Right. How you feel playing tonight after that fantastic performance? How you feel?
Great. I feel great. I can't wait to hear results.
Results, right?
Everything pays off, all the hard work.
Yes, honey. So, you know what? I'm co-host here. You're going to deal with these people right here. Let me go.
Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to pass around the mic so everyone can introduce themselves, okay? All right, so starting with Mr. Phone. Mr. Phone, what's your name?
Malachi.
Malachi.
Brittany.
Brittany.
Zion.
Zion. And?
Anijah.
Anijah. It's a pleasure, it's a pleasure. And are you all tenor pan players?
No,
Okay, so I want to start with the guitar panist here, and I want to say, as a guitar panist, you're playing in the middle, So, what do you feel as a guitar panist? What you bring to the orchestra itself, this type of sound that you bring?
I feel like I bring the timing. So, like when you're playing, you usually rely on the background, and I'm in the background to keep the timing of the song.
That's very important. The timing of the song. I mean, this is music. And so if we're out of time, we're like, what's going on? Right? And then we have some bass players. Okay, so as the bassist, I love the bass because you have it's like 20 drums you're playing at one time. And it's like, they're huge, and if you're short like me, they're like the same height as you. So So it's really, really cool to watch, even just the twisting and the turning. I would ask, this is a different kind of question. When you're playing the bass and you're playing multiple oil drums, what kind of workout do you have to do before you play so that you don't, hurt something back here, your back? Do you do any kind of exercise or stretching before?
Well, that comes with rehearsals, and after you practice a number of times, you learn how to conform your body so that you don't get injured, right? And you really need to be coordinated, all right, to be able to move back and forth. And everybody...
The twist.
Right. Everybody had their own style and ability how to get to the notes. For me, it's easy because I have long arms, so I don't even need to twist much. I let my arms do all the work. But for somebody who's shorter, they're going to have to find creative ways to keep the timing and get to the notes at the same time.
He was talking to me because I am short.
Just in case you're interested.
But I am a mighty mouse, so there's nothing I cannot do. Great things come in small packages. All right, so I just wanted to know if anyone wanted to join your band, if anyone was interested, any of you out there was like, Pan Evolution was smoking and they were playing my favorite song this year for Carnival. How could they get in touch with the band, get in touch with you so they could join?
You can call 917-620-1125 or...
Digits, say it again.
917-620-1125, or you can email us at pan.evolution@yahoo.com, or you can follow us, Pan Evolution Steel Orchestra Inc. on Facebook.
Okay, so you heard that, folks. So check it out. Pan Evolution Steel Orchestra. Look it up on Facebook. You could call that number. You have his digits now. Call that number, and you can get in touch with the band so that you can join and be part of the evolution when they change over into next year. Where can we catch you playing next?
Wow, well, hopefully we get a little break, but we don't know, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you see they're booked upon booked upon booked upon booked. Ching!
But you can catch us at a Powder Puff Party, September 2nd.
Okay.
125 Louisiana Avenue.
That's right.
Yeah, come and jump up before the Juve.
You heard that, folks. Come and jump up before Juve. All right? I hope to see you guys there. I really want to thank you guys for coming, for being so gracious and lending your gifts, your talents. As you can see, so many young people, so many youths, and it's very inspiring because the youth, not only are they learning about music, they're learning to play instruments. This is live music here. This is something not to be taken for granted. I mean, personally, I prefer live music over a DJ any day of the week, right? Because when it's live, it's just in your body, it's in your blood, right?
Right.
What would you say that?
Yeah, I agree.
Anything you want to add to that?
No, you have it all there.
Yeah. I mean, as you could tell, I told everyone this is my favorite night. I love Pan, so. All right, so we're just gonna end the night with a little air Pan. Can we get a little air Pan? Like everyone will play Pan as we sign off. We're gonna go to the next group. In the meantime, I'm playing bass.
You're doing a good job, but
Yes, the phone is playing Pan too. All right, that's all right. Thanks, guys. Give me some. Thank you.
I said this is the year for love. Fire go Monday. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. Another one just gone. Boy, you beat your chest and smile. Say you's a madman. Another young boy fall. Your soul can't rest at night. Oh, you's a bad man. Bad man is a man who just defend woman and protect the young ones by any means, Lord. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. A real bad man just makes his own decisions. He don't need anyone. He only needs God. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. So, sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people from wicked and evil. Whoa. So, sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my say this is the year for love. Fire go Bundy, fire go Bundy. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. No. Tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for, Lord. Oh, we don't need no war now. There's no need. So tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for, Lord. Oh, we don't need no war now. I said we don't want no more now. Aye, bad man don't go wrong raping woman, influencing young ones to kill a boy now. He ain't no bad man, boy now. He ain't no bad man. A real bad man works so whatever he wants, and he don't need no gun. He full of joy now. That is a bad man soldier. He ain't no bad man, so.
It may not be a tourist spot, or a hot spot, or one of those in-the-know spots, but it's your spot. And even if it's far away from Manhattan, Uber's there. And here. And here too. From Brownsville to Bayside, Soundview to Stapleton, it's how you get from here to there. No matter when, no matter where, Uber's there. It may not be a
Another young boy fall. Your soul can't rest at night. Oh, you is a bad man. Bad man is a man who will defend woman and protect the young ones by any means, Lord. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. A real bad man just make his own decisions. He don't need anyone. He only needs God. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. So sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people from wicked and evil. Whoa. So, sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my people, then fire go Bundy. Fire go Bundy. Whoa, oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go Bundy. Fire go Bundy. Whoa, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. No. Tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for, Lord. Oh, we don't need no war now. There's no need. So tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for, Lord. Oh, we don't need no war now. I said we don't want no more now. Aye, bad man don't go wrong raping woman, influencing young ones to kill a boy now. He ain't no bad man, boy now. He ain't no bad man. A real bad man works so whatever he wants, and he don't need no gun. He full of joy now. That is a bad man soldier. He ain't no bad man. So sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people from wicked and evil. Whoa. So sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my people, then fire go Bundy. Fire go Bundy. Whoa, oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go Bundy. Fire go Bundy. Whoa, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. No. Tell me what they're fighting for. What bad at all. Another one just gone. But you beat your chest and smile. Say you's a madman. Another young boy fall. Your soul can't rest at night. Oh, you's a bad man. Bad man is a man who just defend woman and protect the young ones by any means, Lord. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. A real bad man just make his own decisions. He don't need anyone. He only needs God. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. So sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people from wicked and evil. Whoa. So sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my people, then fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please focus on our screen for a short video clip of our next band, Philadelphia Pan Stars.
Get ready for Philadelphia Pan Stars.
Ladies and gentlemen, band number 3, put your hands together and warmly welcome Philadelphia Pan Stars. Their tune of choice is one composed and sung by Aaron St. Louis, voice, arranged for the band by Johan Popwell, and it will be played on pans tuned by Terrence Cameron. The captain and manager of the band is Rondell Pompey. Ladies and gentlemen, with 70 players, let's warmly welcome Philadelphia Pan Stars, Year for Love. ladies and gentlemen, band number 3, with pans tuned by Larry Harrigan and Terrence Cameron. Drill master Christian Paradix. They gave us a Johann Popwell's arrangement of an Aaron St. Louis that's voice is composition. For their rendition of Year for Love, please put your hands together and show your appreciation to band number 3, Philadelphia Pan Stars, Year for Love.
What they fighting for? What they killing for? Lord? We don't need no more now. So tell them wicked people, fire go burn them, fire go burn them. Oh, oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them, fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. No, another one just gone. Chest and smile, say you's a madman. Another young boy fall. Your soul can't rest at night. Oh, you's a bad man. Bad man is a man who just defend woman and protect the young ones by any means, Lord. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. A real bad man just make his own decisions. He don't need anyone. He only needs God. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man, so sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people from wicked and evil. Whoa. So sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my people, then fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, oh Lord, I said this is the year for love.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, we have to say a special thank you to Caribbean Airlines, the official sponsor of Panorama 2018, to Spectrum, the sponsor of our live stream, to Western Union, and to Uber, the official ride. Thanks to those sponsors and all other sponsors.
Young ones to kill a boy now. He ain't no bad man, boy now. He ain't no bad man. A real bad man works for whatever he wants and he don't need no gun. He full of joy now. That is a bad man soldier. He ain't no bad man. So sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people from wicked and evil. Whoa. So sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. Just my people and fire go burn them. Oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. Tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for. We don't need no war now. So tell me what they're fighting for.
Straight out of the city of brotherly love, we are here with Philadelphia Pan Stars. Can you introduce yourself, sir?
My name is Johann Popwell and I'm the arranger of the band.
And you are?
I am Lincoln Philemon and I'm co-captain.
And?
Rondell Pompey, the leader of the Philadelphia Pan Stars.
So you came all the way from Philadelphia to be in New York, one of the greatest panoramas in the world. Tell me a little bit about the band.
Well, this band really started really in Brooklyn. You understand? And I moved out from Brooklyn and moved to Philadelphia. And when I moved to Philadelphia, I said, well, wait now, we don't have no pan side here. I said, I need to bring some of Trinidad culture into Philadelphia. And then working for the band. Work for the band.
How many players do you have?
Tonight we have like 70 players. Wow. Yes.
And how long you guys been around?
From since 1999. Really? Yes.
Are you also a nonprofit organization, nonprofit band?
Our band is a business band. We deal with strictly business.
So what do you think about your performance tonight? Did it meet your expectation?
Tonight, actually, I let out all my venom. I have that feeling from since last year, you know, all that hard work, all that money preparing was a big loss last year. So tonight I just come and let out all my venom.
Why did you choose that particular tune?
Because last year when I was on the stage, I don't know what's going on, but I didn't get no love. So I decided this year I'm going to show love back to the people in Brooklyn.
And how do you think you guys did tonight?
I think we did great. Very well, awesome.
Now, how many young players do you have?
We have at least young players. We have at least 14, 15 players. They're young.
About what age? I mean, in terms of if somebody wanted to learn how to play pan, how old do they have to be?
I would say ranging from the age of at least 18 and up.
So I'm going to ask a question. We went around to the pan yards and we wanted to get great interviews and we wanted the community to get an understanding why this is important to the youths, why it's important in terms of an art. What is your thoughts about how pan impacts the youths in the community?
Well, it takes kids away from hanging on the block. It takes kids away from getting themselves involved in stuff that they shouldn't get themselves involved in. And you could actually learn something. And it's music, and music that touches the soul. So it's a very good thing for young people. Very, very good thing.
I want to thank you guys so much for the interview. Pan is the rhythm to the music of our carnival. You are a heartbeat of our carnival. We wouldn't have a carnival without you.
Thank you.
Well, Philadelphia is a band. We like to please Brooklyn anytime we come down here. You know, we win like about 7 bomb competitions in Brooklyn already. So we're no stranger to Brooklyn. And I think we are one of the biggest Juve band. Yes.
Well, looks like we got some competition, folks. Stay tuned. We got a couple more bands to play. We're going to find out who is the winner. Good luck to you guys tonight.
It may not be a tourist spot or a hot spot or one of those in-the-know spots, but it's your spot. And even if it's far away from Manhattan, Uber's there. And here. And here too. From Brownsville to Bayside, Soundview to Stapleton, it's how you get from here to there. No matter when, no matter where, Uber's there.
Great things happen out of the blue. Panorama Mascara.
Avenue, Brentwood, New York, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Support Long Island Carnival, Saturday, 8th September. It's a Caribbean parade and festival, 35 3rd Avenue, Brentwood, New York. Long Island Carnival, Saturday, September 8th.
Protect the young ones by any means, Lord. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. A real bad man just make his own decisions. He don't need anyone. He only needs God. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. So, sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people from wicked and evil. Whoa. So, sit down, rock back. Big man, look for a walk. You're too damn evil. Fire go burn them, fire go burn them. Oh, oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them, fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. No, tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for, Lord. We don't need no war now. There's no need. So tell me what they're fighting for. Raping woman, influencing young ones to kill a boy now. He ain't no bad man, boy now. He ain't no bad man. A real bad man works so whatever he wants, and he don't need no gun. He full of joy now. That is a bad man soldier. He ain't no bad man. So sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people.
Yes, and we are back. We are back. The night is going so wonderfully well, and I am here sitting with a pan pioneer, Mr. Martin Albino. How are you this evening?
I am great, enjoying the show so far, having a wonderful time.
I can only imagine. Where are you originally from, Mr. Albino?
I was born in Eastern Main Road, Laventille, Trinidad, and that's where I started my entire career in music. My parents, both, my dad composed songs for us on the famous program called Antique. I don't know if you're familiar, you're too young for that. And my mom played the piano and she sang, and she was the musical one in the family more. And I performed on Radio Trinidad and on the Antique program from the time I was about 11, 12 years old.
Wow.
And at that time, that's where the Junior Calypso Monarchs started on the Antique program. So I won 4 consecutive years as the Junior Calypso Monarch. Yep. And
that's amazing.
Yeah, thanks a million. And when I was 16, I started playing pan with Trinidad. Well, it wasn't Trinidad, it was called All Stars. Those days was pan around the neck. I was young and strong, so I was able to use the pan around my neck, because that's how it started. Now, I mean, you don't see pan around the neck now, but I worked under Neville Jules, who was a great inspiration to me. I learned a lot from him, and then I became the leader and arranger of Savoy Steel Band in Laventille. But I started with pan in 1958. So I celebrated 60 years in Trinidad All Stars this year, and I had a reunion with people that I started playing pan with in 1958, because the song Minuet in G by Mozart was the first song that I played on pan. This is why it was important to have a reunion with those guys, 60 years.
And that just sounds like a very well-rounded repertoire that you must have, playing Mozart. In Trinidad in the 1950s, Pan was like really starting to catch fire with the bands. They weren't initially so big, right?
No. He started off small, of course. We used to have 30, 40 maximum in the bands. Yeah. Not like today you have 100 people playing in the bands. Yeah.
Yes. So what would you say, you being a pioneer, coming from the island where pan was invented, what would you say to where you have seen with Pan has evolved with today's youth, and what would you say is something that you could be proud of?
Definitely, it is definitely moving forward, because when I started in '58, the pans didn't sound like the pans today. Some of the pans sounded like wood, actually, you know. The tenor pans had 4 notes in the center, 4. You know, the tenor pan today has 32 notes. You know, it's a big difference, a vast difference compared to today, what's happening. I'm proud to see what's going on now with the pan. It's definitely moving. Unfortunately, Trinidad doesn't get the recognition that it should, where it originally started, you know, because it's all over now, and other islands are actually taking credit for it and saying, oh, sometimes you speak to people from North America, they say, oh, you're from Jamaica, eh? That's where the pan is from. You know, it's a sad situation because Trinidad has not done its share of promoting the instrument as it should, in my opinion, in my humble opinion.
I mean, and I would say, you know, the Caribbean is united. I mean, we're celebrating everyone here from all of the islands in the Caribbean. However, yes, absolutely. Every island has their own unique, I guess what you'd say, flavor to bring to the pot, right? Trinidad certainly has the steel pan to add. So I know I said in the last segment that, you know, just for the record, steel pan was invented in Trinidad and Tobago. And, you know, that should be known and should be shared, because I see pan being played all over the world.
Japan,
yes.
China, Venezuela, any island you could think about, any country you can think about, they're using the steel drums now.
They're using a steel drum. So what would you say, someone from that era, golden era of pan, it breaking out, what would you say is any idea that you would have in order to really put steel pan on the map, that it would be so identifiable as many other mainstream instruments today, because it's such a unique, special instrument, a percussive instrument? What would you say is a good idea that it could really, really branch out?
The only instrument that was created in the 20th century, acoustic instrument. My problem, I shouldn't say a problem, but the people in Trinidad should have been doing archiving. Too many of the people have passed away and don't live anymore now, who could really talk about how this started with Spree Simon, you know. This is a sad situation. Some people are trying to do it now, but most of the guys have gone through. They died, you know. So they don't always have a true representation of what went on, you know. Yeah. But Neville Jules, like I said, Neville Jules was a genius and was one of my idols, you know. Ellie Manor just passed this week. I had the manager of my band. My band was Chase Manhattan Savoys. And my manager, he just passed a week ago. So all these people are just going through. Another friend of mine, his name is Philo James. He was the leader of Starlift. He started Starlift from Invaders. He just passed in Montreal a couple of weeks ago too, you know. Wow. They're all dying out.
So in other words, it would take today's generation to really, really show the world what pan is, and show this instrument.
Definitely. We have to continue pushing and working with the younger group. Right now in Montreal, I teach kids from 8, 9 years old, and I teach seniors also. Not only
private lessons.
Yeah, private. Yeah. We practice it at City Hall in LaSalle. I was fortunate to have the City of LaSalle promote me with having a beautiful room to rehearse, because we have about 20, 25 people. You know, you can't do that in your home or so. So I'm very fortunate for that. But I teach and try to promote and explain, teach even how to make the instruments and the culture, the whole culture of the steel drum. I do that with my kids and my seniors right now.
Well, that's excellent. I'm sure if I got lessons from you, I'd be pretty all right. Is that correct?
Call me tomorrow.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, honestly, it's been such a pleasure. It's been such a pleasure. I'm just, you know, when I get to sit next to legends, when I get to meet legends, and celebrate pan, which I love pan. I've loved pan from birth. I have pictures of me like really, really small. ping, ping, playing pan. And I'm like 2. It is really a joy and it's a privilege. So I thank you for coming, and I thank you for celebrating Pan with us here in Brooklyn, New York, for New York Caribbean Week, New York Caribbean Carnival Week, here with the West Indian American Day Carnival Association, for WIATCA TV. And what's one more thing you'd like to say to all of the viewers watching?
Well, I will just continue as I do right now to promote the pan as much as I could. I come to Brooklyn once a year. I judge the Juve pan competition. Yeah, that's why I'm here. But I come to listen to all the groups too, you know, because it's very important to get involved with the entire music, you know, see how it's promoting, you know, yeah.
Yes, well, that's awesome. So you're not done. You're not done. We still have a few more days. And so once again, we thank you for coming. And we still have 4 more bands left. So we will be back shortly. Sistavina?
Nice meeting you. Thank you very much.
And I'm going to probably go get some fish cake right now while we cut away.
He ain't no bad man, boy, nah. He ain't no bad man. A real bad man works so whatever he wants, and he don't need no gun. He full of joy now. That is a bad man soldier. He ain't no bad man. So sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people. I'm wicked and evil. Whoa. So sit down, rock back. Big man look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my people, then fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. Tell me what they're fighting for. What they killing for. We don't need no war. So tell me what they're fighting for. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh Lord, I said this is the year for love. Fire go burn them. Fire go burn them. Oh, say little boy, you ain't bad at all. Another one just gone. Boy, you beat your chest and smile. Say you's a madman. Another young boy fall. Your soul can't rest at night. Oh, you's a bad man. Bad man is a man who just defend woman and protect the young ones by any means, Lord. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. A real bad man just make his own decisions. He don't need anyone. He only needs God. You ain't no bad man, boy, now. You ain't no bad man. So sit down, rock back. Tell them I don't need no strap to defend my people. I'm wicked and evil. Whoa. So sit down, rock back. Big man look for a walk. You're too damn evil. If they distress my people, then fire go burn them. Fire go burn them.
And ladies and gentlemen, please focus now on our screen for a video on band number 4.
It's your girl Leah with WIATCA TV, and we're back here to interview with Mr. Travis Roberts. He is the manager of Kasim Steel Orchestra. How are you today?
I'm very fine, thank you.
And we're getting ready for Panorama. I see your band is practicing in the back. How do you feel about Panorama 2018?
Very excited. I mean, Panorama every year is always excited for all the pan players in Brooklyn, especially for my band, Kasim Steel Orchestra. So we are excited.
Tell me a little bit about Kasim.
Well, Kasim been in existence for the last 35 years, and it basically stands for Caribbean American Sports and Culture Youth Movement. It's been formed by a young gentleman named Mr. William Jones, and just basically to spread our culture of this instrument in Brooklyn.
Are you also a nonprofit organization?
Yes, we are a non-profit organization.
And how old are your players?
Range between from 7 up until like 40.
Till 40?
Yeah.
Really? How long have you been playing?
I've been playing over 30 years now.
Now I want to get a little controversial. Who is your biggest competitor for Panorama 2018?
Ourselves.
Yourself?
Yes.
Good answer. Good answer. So what would you be playing this year?
We're playing Year for Love by Voice. And that's a song actually I said we was going to play since in January when I first heard it. So, yes.
What made you play that tune or decide on that tune?
Because, you know what, the song, just the name is a Year for Love. You know, we have to spread love in our community and without, in the whole world. So just, spreading love, that's why I just like the name of the song.
As a pan player and as a manager, what makes you commit to this group?
They always say pan has a drum beat. You try to stay away, but when you hear that music, it just pulls you right back in. So that's why I love this group. I've been in the group for over 25 years, and I just love being with my friends and my, pan players, them, and I just love Kasim.
Great. And who is the arranger for you?
This year we're using Kendall Williams.
Wonderful. And who was the tuner?
Andy Niels.
Perfect. All right, so I guess we could expect a lot of excitement for Panorama 2018.
A lot of excitement. When you come to Kasim, you have to watch for us. You never sleep on us.
And I wanted to ask you another important question. A lot of people want to get involved in the PAN community, but they're not sure. How does someone get involved or become a part of CASM?
Call me. No, but so after Panorama, we actually do run programs teaching kids from the age 5 and up how to play the instruments every Fridays and Saturdays. And actually our semester starting back in the end of September. If you want, you could just call me. My number is 718-503-2911, and I'll point you in that right direction.
Are you also on social media?
We are on social media. We are on Instagram, which is Kasim Steel Band. We are on Facebook, just look for Kasim, and we are there also.
So you heard it here first. Follow them on CASM, follow them on Instagram, follow them on Facebook. Yes. All right? Do you have a website as well?
No, we don't have a website.
Not yet, but you will. All right, well, I can't wait to see you for Panorama 2018.
Me too.
Thank you so much, Travis.
You're welcome.
Now we present on stage Kasim Steel Orchestra playing Year for Love. All right.
All right, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, on stage we have band number 4. Please put your hands together and warmly welcome Kasim Steel Orchestra. The captain of this band is Curtis Lynch and the manager Travis Roberts. With 100 players, they are going to play on pans tuned by Andy Niels. Their tune of choice is one composed and sung by Aaron St. Louis, voice, arranged for the band by Kendall Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, here to give us Year for Love. Please put your hands together and warmly welcome band number 4, Kasim Steel Orchestra, Year for Love.
Love on 3. Love on 3. 1, 2, 3. Love!
ladies and gentlemen, giving us a Kendall Williams arrangement of a composition by Aaron St. Louis, voice, Year for Love. Please put your hands together in appreciation of band number 4, Kasim Steel Orchestra, Year for Love. Just a reminder that our judges are Dr. Judith Defoe Howard, Mr. Wade Robinson, Mr. Jeffrey Smith, Mr. Kenneth Joseph, Mr. Franklin Grant. Our reserve judge is Mr. Lawton Sargent. Our tally judge and timekeeper is Dr. Ronald Joseph. And our judges coordinator and tabulator, Miss Aline English. Special thank you to Caribbean Airlines, official sponsors of Panorama, to Spectrum, who are sponsoring our live stream, to Uber, the official ride, and to Western Union. Remember, you can download the Western Union mobile app and then go to the Western Union booth, and who knows, you may win money right now. Also, thanks to our other sponsors, Eventbrite, SUNY Downstate Medical Center, Transport Workers Union, DC 37, New York State Nurses Association, Health First, Interface, Con Edison, the Department of Education, Red Stripe, Moet Hennessy USA, Caribbean Life, WBLS 107.5 FM, Tempo TV, Ashley Stewart. Brick TV and Free Speech, WAC Radio, New York Department of Cultural Affairs, the New York State Parks and Recreation, the New York Police Department, the New York Department of Sanitation, the Fire Department of New York, the New York State Council on the Arts, and the Brooklyn Museum. Thank you to our sponsors. We are celebrating 51 years of Carnival here in Brooklyn, New York City. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your support over those years. And we look forward to many, many more years of support. And now we will have the music for band number 5.
Should make you stronger. So my problems is like steroids, boy. I get my doses from all kinds of sources, and all of them still can't kill me now. You see, as them sink me under ice flow, ride out the storm, them just like a boat. So as the box me down, so I get up. They have to wonder how others get up, and every crack I see, I just see through. And by the help of God, I just get through. I just won't stop. I feel like hope. Time come, so from sun up straight to sunset, you could catch I bust in a sweat. I must climb out, I feel like hope. Move any mountain, I trample any building like hope.
They just played Year for Love. I don't know about you, but I think that performance was kind of excellent. You just gave some major competition. So I'd like you to introduce yourself, sir.
My name is Kendall Williams, and I'm the arranger for Kasim Steel Orchestra for 2018.
You know, I met you before. I ain't gonna lie. Kendall, I was quite impressed when I met you, and you told me that you are going for your what?
My PhD.
PhD. All right, and you are?
Travis Roberts, I'm the manager of Kasim Steel Orchestra.
And you've been doing this for quite some time, Travis.
Yeah, a little long time. Yeah.
We're gonna keep that on the down low.
Yeah, we can.
How do you think you performed tonight?
I think we did very well, very well. We definitely met expectations, and we did our best to bring love, you know? Yeah, bring love and unity, especially for the people, 2 close members of the band that we lost this year. Yeah.
God bless, God bless. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
I'm glad you had that inspiration. You could definitely see you played from your heart. We got that energy. I couldn't stop moving my foot.
Good. That's the idea. That's definitely the idea.
So I don't always get the pleasure of interviewing an arranger. Can you tell me a little bit about your role?
My role is to deal with 100+ personalities in the band. To teach the music on a nightly basis, which is a challenge because you want to make sure that your players love what they're playing, because then they can portray it that way. And sometimes when they don't, they're vocal about it. Other times they stay quiet, but you know they don't like it as much. So it's definitely a challenge giving them something. But it's always a pleasure working with youths and a youthful band such as Kasim Steel Orchestra. This is my 2nd year here. And it's been fun, you know. It's fun to interact with them, to learn their likes and their dislikes, and you know the way that they move and stuff like that. So it's a great experience for me.
And since you work in the field of education, can you tell me a little bit about the programs that are out there for young youths that are interested in learning in terms of the programs in our schools or universities?
Mm-hmm. I think starting with maybe K through 12, Kasim has a program actually. That teaches class 1 and class 2, so they learn how to play pan, they learn a bit of theory and things like that. All over Brooklyn has public schools that have steel pan now. At the college level, we recently done something at Brooklyn College where I taught a class. NYU as well, where I went and did my master's, they have a steel band. And now Princeton, where I'm doing my PhD, now has a steel band that I assist a teacher. A professor.
Wonderful. And you've been around Travis for quite a long time with this group. I want to ask you, why do you commit to Kasim? What makes you put your heart and work into loving this group as a band manager?
Well, I mean, I've been in this band for over 25 years, since I was a little kid. So I just see a lot of things, you know, changes from being a regular player to vice captain to captain, and now the manager of the band. And you know, when you put so much dedication and so much time into something, you know, you just grow to love it like 100% and more. And as I said in the interview, pan is a jumbie, and this is where my heart is at, in this band, Kasim Steel Orchestra.
Well, I wish you all the best. Good luck. It's all about the love, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So as they push you down so you get up, they have to wonder how you just get up. And every crack you see, you just see through. And by the help of God, you will get through. Now everybody stop. I feel like never let your problems get you down. Stay focused and hold your ground. Because what don't kill you should make you stronger. So my problems is like steroids, boy. I get my doses from all kinds of sources, and all of them still can't kill me now. You see, as them sink me under ice, so ride out the storm, them just like a boat. So as they box me down, so I get up. They have to wonder how others get up, and every crack I see, I just see through. And by the help of God, I just get through. I just won't stop. I feel like hope. Move any mountain, I trample any building like hope. Man better than monster. Dismantle any strong tower, boy. Trample them, trample them, trample them, trample them. Rip up my shot and bust up my jeans and step on my problems. Then what we gonna do? Trample them, trample them, trample them. Kick out them, kick out my problems, kick out my problems. Trials and testings does come before blessings, but we have to be patient, yeah. Weeping and mourning in the night, but joy in the morning. But we just have to endure. You see, God, the way no night come, so you don't really need to lie down. Them say what was wrong comes right back around. I go wait until my time come. So from sun up straight to sunset, you could catch I bus in a sweat. I must climb out. I feel like hope. Move any mountain, I trample any building like hope. Man better than monster. Dismantle any structure, boy. Trample them, trample them, trample them, trample them. Rip up my shop and bust up my jeans and step on my problems. Then what we gonna do? Trample them, trample them, trample them. Kick out my problems, kick out my problems. You see, the Most High never give us more than we can bear, but He give us the strength and the will and the power and the courage to handle our problems through Him. Yeah. Never let your problems get you down. Stay focused and hold your ground, because what will kill you should make you stronger. So my problems is like steroids, boy. I get my doses from all kinds of sources, and all of them still can't kill me now. You see, as them sink me under high flow, ride out the storm, them just like a boat. So as the box me down, so I get up. They have to wonder how others get up, and every crack I see, I just see through. And by the help of God, I just get through. I just won't stop. I feel like hope. Move any mountain, I trample any building like hope. Man better than monster. Dismantle any structure, boy. Trample them, trample them, trample them, trample them. Rip up my shop and bust up my jeans and step on my problems. Then what we gonna do? Trample them, trample them, trample them. Kick out my problems, kick out my problems. Trials and testings just come before blessings, but we have to be patient, yeah. Weeping and mourning in the night, but joy in the morning. But we just have to endure. You see, God, the way no night come, so you don't really need to lie down. Them say what was wrong comes right back around. I go wait until my time come. So from sun up straight to sunset, you could catch I bus in a sweat. I must climb out. I feel like hope. Move any mountain, I trample any.
Right now we inside Panorama, so let me go up on the rhythm. So let me go up on the rhythm. Let me iron. Hey.
us more than we can bear, but he give us the strength and the will and the power and the courage to handle our problems through him. So on the count of 4, I want everybody step on their problems. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trample them, trample them, trample them, trample them, manhandle them, manhandle them, dismantle them, dismantle them, trample them, trample them, trample them, kick out your problems, kick out your problems. So as they sink you under, you float, ride all these storm them just like a boat. So as they push you down, so you get up, they have to wonder how you just get up, and every crack you see, you just see through, and when the help of God, you will get through.
Great things happen out of the blue. Panorama Moscato.
I get my doses from all kinds of sources, and all of them still can't kill me now. You see, as them sink me under high flow, ride out the storm, them just like a boat. So as the box me down, so I get up. They have to wonder how others get up, and every crack I see, I just see through. And by the help of God, I just get through. I just won't stop. I feel like hope. Move any mountain, I trample any building like hope. Man better than monster, dismantle any strong tower. Trample them, trample them, trample them, trample them. Rip up my shot and weeping and mourning in the night, but joy in the morning. But we just have to endure. You see, God, the way no night come, so you don't really need to lie down. Them say what was wrong comes right back around. I go wait until my time come. So from sun up straight to sunset, you could catch I bust in a sweat. I must time out. I feel like hope. Move any mountain, I trample any building like hope. Man better than monster, dismantle any strong tower. Trample them, trample them, trample them, trample them. Rip up my shot and bust up my jeans and step on my problems. Then what we gonna do? Trample them, trample them, trample them. Kick out my problems, kick out my problems. You see, the Most High never give us more than we can bear, but He give us the strength and the will and the power and the courage to handle our problems through Him. So on the count of 4, I want everybody step on their problems. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should make you stronger. So my problems is like steroids, boy. I get my doses from all kinds of sources, and all of them still can't kill me now. You see, as them sink me under high flow, ride out the storm, them just like a boat. So as they box me down, so I get up. They have to wonder how others get up, and every crack I see, I just see through. And by the help of God, I just get through. I just won't stop. I feel like hope. Move any mountain, I trample any building like hope. Man better than monster, dismantle any strong tower. Trample them, trample them, trample them, trample them. Rip up my shot and bust up my jeans and step on my problems. Then what we gonna do? Trample them, trample them, trample them. Kick out my problems, kick out my problems. Trials and testings does come before blessings, but we have to be patient, yeah. Weeping and mourning in the night, but joy in the morning. But we just have to endure. You see, God, the way no night come, so you don't really need to lie down. Them say what was wrong comes right back around. I go wait until my time come. So from sun up straight to sunset, you could catch I bust in a sweat. I must time out. I feel like hope. Move any mountain, I trample.
Ladies and gentlemen, please focus on the screen right now for the clip for band number 5.
watching Reactor TV. We're here at Adlib Panyard. I'm here with Miss Nicole. How are you today?
Oh, well, thank you. Today's a good day.
Today is a good day. I see the bands are practicing, getting ready for Panorama 2018. How's that going?
It's going well. Right now, our tune of choice is Hulk, and everybody's playing, and we're going well. Pretty good.
Why did you choose that tune?
This is a question for Mark. He's supposed to be out here. I'm sorry. He's supposed to be out here, so I'm not really sure. I can't say.
Don't worry. We'll get him out here. Don't worry.
But it's definitely a song that we all came to an agreement on, so it was definitely like a group decision, and it was a song we felt would be appropriate for Panorama. It's an excellent song to play. So,
Great.
Yes.
I love the lyrics, and I think it'll be very exciting. I think you may be the only band playing that tune, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. Yeah, we want to go with a positive message. Hulk definitely tells you to like push forward. So that's definitely a positive message.
Exactly. You're giving a great message.
Yes.
So tell me your role.
So right now I'm the junior captain. I've been the junior captain for about 4 years here. I've been playing pan for about 12 years. I play the 4-pan here. And I just like to make sure everything's in order, that everybody has their music, the section leaders are doing what they're supposed to, and everything flows together. So.
How long have you been with Adlib?
I've been with Adlib for 12 years.
Really?
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you your age. How long have you been playing then?
I'm only 24.
Okay, that's all right. I'm not giving away my age, ladies and gents. But that's great. How has pan changed your life?
It definitely has brought me, I would say, has taken me out of my shell. So it's definitely allowed me to play for other people, which is something I haven't been doing most of my life. But when I came here, it like opened me to new possibilities, able to show people what we do through music. And it showed people a positive role that we do here at Adlib. And it's definitely a way to get people to come in. So it's not just about playing music, it's also about discipline. It teaches us definitely maturity. So it teaches how we mature and we get to come together as a family, which is definitely a plus here at Adlib.
How many players do you have?
Right now, I would say we have close to 100. Like
Really?
Definitely between 80, definitely at one time though. We're kind of small today, but definitely I would say between 80 to 100. And a lot of international players too we do have here.
Okay, okay. So I'd like to get a little bit of your story. Tell us your name.
My name's Ashley.
And what's your function here?
I play cello.
Oh, okay. And for people that don't know, tell us a little bit about your experience with Adlib and the instrument that you play.
Cello is more of a bass pan, and I've been playing for Adlib for 10 years now. So yeah, so I was 9 when I started. Okay. And Adlib definitely changed my life when it comes to music and my culture. So I really love it.
So you appreciate it.
Yeah.
Great. So, what is your winning strategy for this year?
To memorize it, but to have fun at the same time. When you have fun, it makes it so much easier.
Because you love what you do, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't even seem like work.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I am really excited to see you guys play for Panorama 2018. Ladies and gents, we present to you Adlib.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and warmly welcome band number 5, Adlib. Their tune of choice is one composed by James E.P., sung by Blacks, and arranged for the band by Mark Brooks. The captains of this band are Franklin Mayers and Nicole Turner, and the manager is Ralph Branch. There are 75 players in this band, and they will be playing on pans tuned by Andy Niels. Ladies and gentlemen, here in position number 5 to play for us, Hulk. Let's warmly welcome once again Adlib Steel Orchestra, Hulk. Ladies and gentlemen, giving us a Mark Brooks arrangement of one composed by James E.P. and sung by Blacks. Put your hands together for band number 5, Adlib, and they gave us Hulk. We have drawn for the 2 winners of the Western Union competition. I know that you have a ticket. If your ticket number is 858377. Again, 858377. And the second number is 858417. 858417. So we are looking for the holders of these 2 tickets, 858377 and 858417. Please go to the Western Union booth immediately to collect your prize. 858377 and 858417. If you have those tickets, please go to the Western Union booth to collect your prize. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will now, let me just remind you, Saturday coming, that's Saturday, September 8th, we have Long Island Carnival, and this is at 35 3rd Avenue in Brentwood. It's from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Long Island Carnival, food and fun and live music, and we're inviting you to be there, Long Island Carnival on Saturday. But tomorrow there's a party right here in Brooklyn at East 48 between Farragut and the Dead End. This party is what you call Pan After Rama. Pan After Rama, and you will have steel orchestras like Rados, Despas, Kazim, Pan Stars, Steel Sensation, and many others at this Pan After Rama party tomorrow, East 48 between Farragut and the Dead End from 3 p.m. till midnight. Admission is only $10. And just to remind you that the winning band, the band which emerges the winner of this evening's Panorama, must come back tomorrow to be part of the Dimanche Gras show. The winning steel orchestra from tonight must come back tomorrow to be part of the Dimanche Gras show, and you are asked to please keep on your wristbands to enter the museum. Okay? All right. Over to you, Mr. DJ.
Good evening. I hope you enjoyed the sweet, sweet sounds of Adlib's Steel Orchestra. I'm here with the head arranger, Mr. Mark Brooks, and the little one. What is your name?
Dylan.
Dylan? What's your last name?
Harris.
Dylan Harris. Okay, and how old are you?
8.
He's 8, and his hair is purple, like his mom. But yes, Mr. Brooks,
yes, ma'am.
You guys were awesome. You guys did the Hulk song. So I'm seeing all the green. So how do you feel after your performance?
Honestly, I don't think I could have asked for anything better from the band. This is our first year. We're looking to build a synergy between myself and the players, and they really came out and did their thing, and I really appreciate them for that.
I would agree. I would agree. You look like you're maybe one of the youngest-ish arrangers here for the competition. So how long have you been arranging?
I've been arranging for a good while now. I began officially arranging for a band in 2010 with New York Pan Stars. And then after that, I got an opportunity to do music for BSO, for the ICP competition. Myself and two others, it's Kendall and Odie. Kendall arranges for Chasm, Odie arranges for Despers USA. Then all three of us got the opportunity to do music again for Skiffle for the past 3 years. We just did Hello in Trinidad where we placed second. We also did Brampton, Golden Harps. This is our third year out there as well. And we placed fourth this year in that Panorama as well. And so now it's here. So it's been pretty busy this year, but it's been an awesome year though.
That's so great. That's so great. And so I want to ask, how long have you personally been playing pan, and why did you choose pan as your instrument?
So I've been playing pan since I was 13, and currently I'm 32 now. And so at the time, I wanted to play music, but I didn't have a conventional instrument to play. In my schools, they dismembered the bands. And so my friend who lives across the street invited me to come and play steel pan at Sesame Flyers International. And from there, the rest was history. I just kept moving and going and going and going with it to see how far I could take it.
And so now you're like the man in charge. You're like the CEO of your, no, but really it's quite an accomplishment, coming up and having a desire, a love for pan. And, that's so unfortunate that I know there's still some schools out here in the area who are just struggling to keep their music programs. What would you say is the most vital aspect of having music in our schools at a young age?
I think the irony of it all, especially here in Brooklyn, is that even though there's issues with music programs in schools, there's been an increasing number of steel pan programs, which has been great for the instrument itself. But with that, though, comes a lot of things such as teaching the kids more like hands-on learning, team work, what it means to be inclusive of something, what it means to also give your input and have that input be performed and played for others to understand and enjoy. So there's a lot that it offers. So I think it's still critical, you know what I mean? I think it's very critical to keep pushing to have music in schools.
I definitely agree. How many are in your band right now?
In Adlib, it was roughly about 75 players that we had tonight. On the regular stage side consists of normally about 20 or so players. With my stage side, with New York Pan Stars, we also consist of about 25 players or so. Yeah. And so this year we've all got to get together and join forces to go under the name Adlib to see what we can do tonight.
And what would you say gives you the greatest inspiration when you're arranging songs now as a very, very young arranger? What would you say how you come up with your parts? Is it in your dreams? Is it?
There's so many ways that it happens, but I think first and foremost it's understanding of, all right, if this is the song I'm going with, I always require the input of all the band members. So I asked all of the players, like before I did this arrangement, I said, what did you want to hear from the arrangement? And everything else, I developed the storyline to fit what they said they wanted to hear. Because at the end of the day, I'm doing the music, but it's for them to play and enjoy. And so if they don't enjoy it, then what's the point? You know what I mean? And one of the most important parts of playing pan is the synergy between the players and also between the arrangers and stuff like that. Because it's always more so like a family than anything else. And that's what makes steel pan different than your typical instrument.
Yeah, it's definitely a collaboration for sure. And I've been telling everyone that I've been speaking to, my dream is to learn pan before I kick the can, and so what would you say to any up and coming pan players who would like to maybe arrange in the future and they were just really drawn to your performance tonight?
I think I would say that it's important to persevere through whatever, and even if you think something doesn't sound good, put it down anyway, because it might be your reaction, but you don't know what somebody else may feel off of that. You know what I mean? And also, too, it's always a trial and error process. So if this didn't work, you try this. And also, you understand the concept of what it is that you're trying to do. And once you do those things, I think they can be very successful. But the most important thing is to push and not give up.
So if anyone wanted to get in touch with the band and get in touch with you, maybe they wanted to join the band and be a part, maybe for next year, Mr. Harris. He'll be back. We'll be back. Come on back, Mr. Harris. I'm going to get you in a second. How would they be able to get in contact with Adlib?
I would say contact the band leaders.
Handle.
Gina and Frank Mayers. I would say for me, I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, to be honest with you, but we are all on Facebook. Adlib Steel Orchestra is on Facebook. I am also on Facebook. Mark Brooks, M-A-R-C, right? That's important.
Mark with a C, everyone. Mark with a C.
But from there, that can spur on any kind of conversation.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Now it's time for Mr. Harris.
Are you ready?
Mr. Harris, did you play pan on this evening?
Yeah.
And, and what kind of pan do you play? Is it a guitar pan, a bass pan, tenor pan?
I would say double tenor.
There we go. There we go. And how much do you enjoy playing pan? Did you have fun tonight?
Yes.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of the performance tonight?
That he got to appear.
That's right. That's right. And what's your relationship to Mr. Mark?
That he's the best uncle in the world.
Oh, okay. I see. And what made you decide to dye your hair purple on tonight?
My mom.
What's your mom's name?
Leslie Brooks.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, it's a pleasure meeting you tonight.
And first, when I was doing drums and then I did a guitar, then once I just touched a single stick, that was it.
I see. That's a lot of hard work. How long did you rehearse for?
Long time. Well, most of the times I would just start doing whatever I want.
Oh, okay. So you're one of those. He VIP. He's VIP, everyone. So he calls the shots. He tells Mark when he's coming to rehearsal.
That's right.
Because he's all that. He plays professionally. And how old are you again?
8.
He's 8. Okay. Well, I thank you so very much for joining us. We are going to break away. But Mark, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And bringing Adlib and bringing the sweet, sweet sounds of the Hulk to Brooklyn's Steel Band Panorama on tonight. I hope you have a pleasant evening.
Thank you.
I'm going to go have a corn soup. What are you having on tonight?
You know, a corn soup really doesn't sound too bad at this point. I think I'm going to be with you on that one, yeah.
He worked very hard tonight. You played twice, right? Didn't you play twice?
Yes. New York Pan Stars opened the show, and then with Adlib as well, yeah.
So you saw him twice tonight, folks. So he's been in rehearsals. He's been working really hard. Corn soup it is. We will be seeing you shortly. Back to you, George.
Stop, 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 stop. Let the drinking stop, 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 stop. Let the whining stop, 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 stop. This jumping is stop, 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 stop. Like flowers blossom in spring. Carnival is sweet for days. Oh Lord, it's joy and love the warmth of the season brings, yeah. Carnival is sweet for days. Whining like an animal. Oh Lord, it's bacchanal. I could never be the same. Sipping on strong chemical. I've been feeling so special. Cause I come out to make me name. If you come to fed, I come to fed. She come to fed, we come to fed. All our way up beside her, the fed ready to party. If you come to fed, I come to fed. It's time to fed, with no regret. Everybody put up your hand in the air and say, let the pumping stop, 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 stop. Let the drinking stop, 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 stop. Let the whining stop, 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 stop. This jumping is stop, 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 stop. Masquerade is blooming again. Carnival is sweet for days. It's 100 to 1 to stand up like mannequin, yeah. Carnival is sweet for days. On the road with all my friends, don't want this thing to end.
It may not be a tourist spot, or a hot spot, or one of those in-the-know spots, but it's your spot. And even if it's far away from Manhattan, Uber's there. And here. And here too. From Brownsville to Bayside. Soundview to Stapleton. It's how you get from here to there. No matter when, no matter where. Uber's there. It may not be a tourist spot, or a hot spot, or one of those in-the-know spots, but it's your spot. And even if it's far away from Manhattan, Uber's there. And here. And here too. From Brownsville to Bayside. Soundview to Stapleton. It's how you get from here to there. No matter when, no matter where. Uber's there.
Great things happen out of the blue. Panorama Moscato. Great things happen out of the blue. Panorama Moscato. Great things happen out of the blue. Panorama Moscato.
Working with the kids in the New York area for the last, how many, about 2 decades? Since 92, it's a long time, you know. And it's nice to be here tonight and helping more kids and getting ready for the big Panorama in New York.
And you're a non-profit organization as well?
Yes, we are.
How old are your players?
My players right now range from like 9 and up.
9 and up?
Yeah.
And if someone was interested in learning how to play steel pan, how do they get involved?
They can get in touch with Harmony Music Makers, which is Michael Joseph. Right? My number is 347-528-3560. And you can get in touch with me or go to Whitaker, and they can get in touch with me also.
So you do this from your heart?
Always.
And I would like